আপনারা দেখছেন টকিং পয়েন্ট।
সৌজন্যে মাহবুব এন্ড কো অ্যাকাউন্টেন্টস।
Welcome back. We were talking to our distinguished guest today, Dr. Mahmudur Rahman. He is the co-trustee of the Dhaka Community Hospital, 500-bed hospital being run in Dhaka for those people who can't afford the high cost of medical care. Dr. Mahmudur Rahman, we were talking about how you got to this stage when a full-scale hospital was established, isn't it? From Malibag, you moved to somewhere else.
Yes. Well, with 22-bed hospital, we had the first experience of few years that we can run a hospital.
Mm-hmm.
So we decided that what we do next. So we wanted to expand it and expand it in a permanent place.
Right.
So we managed some money and we approached the government of Bangladesh. And I was lucky I had some friends, bureaucrats there holding high offices.
Yeah, you had friends in high places.
High places. So I talked to them and said, are you going to help us? So they said, yes, we'll help you so long you can help the people of Bangladesh.
True.
So we got a grant from the government, one-time grant.
Mm-hmm.
We purchased a piece of land in Baramak Bazaar on
The present location.
the present location. And we built we asked our architect friend to design a 14-story building, but we only had the money for 2 stories. So we started with the 2-story and again just 40-bedded hospital.
Mm-hmm.
That was 1991.
Mm-hmm. But why do I get 1988?
88 we started in Malibag.
In Malibag, right.
Malibag. So this is 99, we bought the land and started building. So we shifted from Malibag to Magbazar in our permanent present place.
Right.
And after working there as in the hospital, as I said before, it was basically for the lower middle class and poorer section of the society, which are in majority in Dhaka city. And we calculated the cost of everything, from simple operation to a costly operation, how much it actually cost, because we had to pay the nurses, pay the other doctors. None of the trustee members take any money or anything from the hospital or anywhere. But we have to pay them. We have to pay the electricity bill, we have to pay the water cost, everything. So we costed it for everything, and we make it more affordable in the way that we said, well, if you cannot pay now, we will not deny treatment in the hospital, we'll treat you as best as we can.
Right.
But you can pay later.
Right.
Or somebody else can pay for you.
Right. So you get a guarantor.
And we don't take any guarantee, nor anything in deposit or anything like that. But it is very interesting to note, the common people, they pay. We hardly has any defaulter.
Great.
But as the hospital grew, the cost also increased accordingly. Then we gradually built it up slowly. Now it is a 14-story building at a capacity of 500 beds. But it became very difficult for us to finance it. So we tried to cross-finance by other means.
Right.
So 5 years ago, we established a medical college. It's a private medical college. We started with 50 students. Now we take 100 students. The first graduates came out last year. And we also established a paramedical institute, a nursing institute.
Right.
The whole idea is to establish skilled manpower for a country which is deprived of health facilities, and to train the medics to have some sort of accountability to the community.
Right.
So
But
that
once you train them, can you hold them? Because there is a demand and also there is an attraction for them to go abroad and work.
Well, it is true, and we don't hold them back. We encourage them to go. But our function is to try to motivate them as much as possible
To come back.
to come back and to serve the community to their best of ability. And partly we're successful, and that gives us some financial support from the medical college and nursing college and paramedic courses we run. Now by cross-subsidizing we can run the hospital. The hospital itself only pays back about 60 to 70%. The 30% deficit of running the hospital comes from this cross-financing.
Yeah, great.
And
Who provides the medicine? Because in most hospitals, the medicine is a big issue.
we buy medicine from the pharmaceutical companies, and patient has to buy it. But as I said, that we program it in
The
such a
patient
way.
has to buy it from the hospital clinic.
Yes, we always try to account for everything. So any doctor who is prescribing medicine, he is very careful what sort of medicine he is prescribing,
Right.
whether he is prescribing unnecessary and costly medicine or not. So there is always an audit. Every day we do an audit of all the patients are admitted, not only their
This is an
medical
internal audit
this
team.
internal audit, also their treatment audit, management audit, things like that. So this is how we also train our juniors to be much more cost effective in their service delivery point.
It's good for you and good for the patients, both, isn't it?
It is, yes, it is, because any illness can be treated with very costly medicine, and it will equally can be treated with less costly medicine with equal efficacy.
Right.
So it is up to the doctor to think about the whole thing, think about the pocket of his patient, and prescribe accordingly.
Right. If they remember their oath, they will not.
True, very true. But unfortunately, the market economy and the market force sometimes is
They determine something.
so forceful that the doctors are carried away.
I wanted to ask you that how do you provide, as your website says, that you aim at providing an integrated and sustainable healthcare system
This is a very interesting
at
point.
an affordable cost, both in urban, and might I add, you want to, and you are providing in rural areas of
True.
Bangladesh.
So once we established this tertiary care hospital, then we focused on primary care and secondary care at urban, in the rural areas. Now, we went to a place not to serve there. We asked the community, or rather the community comes to us and say, we want your help to establish a health center in our place. So we come to a dialogue with them for about 5-6 months with the local people, with the community, what they want, how much they are going to spend for it. And we make them very clear about the cost they will have to incur for their services which they want. So once we decide that the community is ready for the services, we get the technical help. What we do, the community has to provide with a management board. So they provide a management board. We said, this is your baby. We will only serve, we will give you technical support, train your staff, and have a link between Dhaka Community Hospital for tertiary care. But management will be in your part. We have to nurture it. And we pick up local volunteers
Right.
from the community and train them up as primary healthcare persons for primary care services
They
like
become an asset to the community.
antenatal care, the child health, as well as for immunization, etc., etc. And that we train up to cater for the pregnant mothers, take their blood pressure, see whether they're diabetic or not, and make a liaison with the doctor they
Right.
provide. So the doctor's station there has got close link with us.
Is he there every day of the week, or?
He is there, is employed by that management board of that community, that community clinic. It is their doctor. They provide everything for him, including the money, and we charge the community a small amount for the services. And we figured it out that about 3,000 to 4,000 families are enrolled with this community health
Right.
and provide 10 to 20 taka per month.
Yeah.
And the whole family is insured for
Right.
primary care and a doctor. The unit can run.
So who collects this monthly?
Very interesting. We ask the health assistant whom we trained up, each of them are responsible for 80 to 100 families, and they collect the money.
Great.
Because they get a portion of salary from what they
Right,
collect.
yes.
So they have got incentive to collect the money.
Right.
And that's how it works better.
Great. It couldn't be better, see, because they have to.
So that's how we reach the rural people.
Is it 20 taka per person?
It depends, because the community decide who is paying 20, somebody pays 30,
Yeah.
because the community knows who is rich, who is poor there.
Right.
And
So
they fix and somebody
So
gets
it's
free treatment.
means tested.
Yes, and it is good because everybody feels that they have got participation in there, and it is their clinic, and they nurture it. So, and their people are also the healthcare persons there, they're trained. So it works better in that way.
There must be a few unfortunate persons who can't afford at all.
Yes, they get free.
Great.
There's a community decide who is going to get free, and somebody else pays for him possibly,
Right.
if he needs it.
Right. See, that can
And,
be
and
sadaqah
if he needs
and
further medical treatment or surgical treatment, they come to Dhaka Community Hospital, and we treat them according to our provisions. We have either somebody pays for him, or we do it absolutely free.
So how many of such units do we have in Bangladesh?
Well, we had at one time about 40 plus, but some of them couldn't run. But we're having new ones as well.
Right.
So on average, we get 20, 23 like that at the moment.
What are the reasons? Why do they fail?
They fail for two reasons actually. One, the community could not sustain it because we cannot provide from our pocket
Right.
because it's too much to.
But with 20 taka or 30 taka,
Still, it becomes difficult for them to manage it, or there may have some internal problem with the community members. You know, there's some personality problems or things like that. Things happen like that. So if they cannot run it, we try to help them up, but if they cannot do it,
right.
we have to come out of that.
One of the interesting things that I found was on your website where special attention is given on gender equity. As a layman, I'm not a doctor, I think a patient is a patient. A patient is not a male or a female. But we'll talk about this in the next segment, which is coming up soon. We will also talk about this very interesting introduce health insurance scheme. Is this what you're talking about, this 20 taka?
Yes, this is part of it. And also in the Dhaka Community Hospital, we have got health card for everybody who wants to buy it. And the family is insured. And any time during 24 hours of the day, he or she can come, or
Okay.
he can bring family.
Okay,
and get
Dr. Rahman,
treatment,
we need to take a break now.
Thank you.
And we'll talk about this very interesting idea of having a health card for the family. Thank you viewers for being with us, and we'll come back after this commercial break. Thank you. See you soon.
আপনারা দেখছেন টকিং পয়েন্ট।
সৌজন্যে মাহবুব অ্যান্ড কো অ্যাকাউন্টেন্টস।